Breaking news. Durham police are investigating two separate deadly crashes from overnight. What we're learning about the victims, as well as this investigation from the WRAL breaking news tracker.
Pleasant start to the morning makes for a comfortable Tuesday, but I'm tracking a return to record heat and the possibility of storms later this week.
Painting the town red. The Canes are back in Raleigh and giving Caniacs a chance to party with the Cub. The plans that are in the works for an even bigger celebration this weekend in downtown Raleigh.
We're looking forward to that. We're following those stories, plus a look at your morning commute. WRAL News at 8 and Fox 50 starts in about 30 seconds.
At Leith Honda in Raleigh and Auto Park Honda in Cary, we make your buying process easy. And with every new car purchase, you'll enjoy complimentary oil changes and exceptional service. It's no wonder we've earned so many 5-star reviews. You'll also get peace of mind pricing with every used vehicle, and if it's not the perfect fit, no problem. Bring it back within 3 days for an easy exchange. Visit our showroom at Auto Park Honda in Cary or Leith Honda in Raleigh. It's easier here.
Your number one source for local news. This is WRAL, coverage you can count on.
Good morning, everyone, and happy Tuesday. It's 8 a.m. here on your Tuesday morning. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Laura Levine.
And I'm Ken Smith. It is a happy Tuesday because you walk out and feel so
Feels
comfortable.
good.
I love that. With that in mind, let's get over to meteorologist Chris Michaels in the WRAL Severe Weather Center, tracking it all for us.
Yeah, guys, good morning. Starting out kind of with a treat with the low humidity, something that is not often the case this time of year. But we do start out with clouds over Pittsboro, those mid to high level clouds not producing any tangible rain right now. Temperature in and around the Triangle, 65 to 69 degrees. Cary, Garner, Durham, and Knightdale, Wake Forest at 67. But that low humidity, that is the ticket. That's going to make for a really nice, pleasant dog walk this morning if that's on your agenda. By midday, temperatures are in the upper 70s and high temperatures today making it into the middle 80s. These are the kind of days that you want to bottle up because you know that things are about to change. There's your clouds, maybe a few showers towards Sampson and Cumberland counties. Otherwise, the best chance of rain today is going to be toward the coastal plain. We'll show you when those chances go up and what's causing that in the Gulf right now. That's coming up in a few minutes. Ken.
All right, Chris, happening now in the WRAL Traffic Center. Boy, the southern loop of the Beltline is part of your morning commute. You might want to leave the house a little earlier than usual because we're picking up some heavy delays on that southern loop as we look live at I-40 and Lake Wheeler Road. Those are the westbound lanes moving away from us. We usually expect this type of congestion there in this time of the morning, but it's in the double digits when you really think about it, which is surprising to us. Right now, you're looking at a 12-minute delay. So things are getting better. It was up to 18 minutes in the last half hour, so things are getting a little better. Now, the northern loop of the Beltline, things are getting a little jammed up as well. You're looking at a 10-minute delay. The bulk of the congestion really is between Capitol Boulevard and the I-87 440 interchange. To the east of Raleigh, things are beginning to thin out on those I-87 lanes coming in out of Knightdale, the southbound lanes, which is really good news. Right now, you're only looking at a 2-minute delay coming in from Knightdale and an 8-minute delay if you're coming in from Wake Forest. All the other major routes, you're coming in from Apex, you're coming in on I-40 eastbound out of Durham, relatively delay-free at this hour. You're getting ready to head into the car. Tune us in on the radio, 101.5 HD3.
Breaking news. Police in Durham say 2 people have died in 2 separate crashes in the city overnight. A motorcycle rider died after hitting a Go Triangle bus at Irwin Road and Cameron Boulevard. Police say the motorcycle rider was Henry Wench. They say just before midnight, he hit the side of the bus as it was turning onto Irwin Road. He died at the scene, and police believe speed was a factor. Then prior to that, on North Miami Boulevard, police say a car hit a man just after 10:30 last night. Police say the man, 39-year-old Armonte Self, was lying in the road near Braxton Street before he was hit. Both of these crashes remain under investigation. A pickup truck driver is now facing charges this morning after the truck was hit by a train in Selma. This happened on Lizzie Mill Road just after 11 last night. The truck was pulling a trailer over the tracks when the train hit it. The driver jumped out of the truck before the train hit and only suffered minor injuries. State Highway Patrol is investigating.
Well, police in Hope Mills are investigating after 2 people were shot. This happened around 1:15 this morning on Racking Horse Road. Police say they don't know the motive for the shooting, and they're also saying there's no threat to the public. The names of the victims or possible shooter not yet released. Well, the Stanley Cup celebrations are just ramping up. The Carolina Hurricanes sharing their big victory with fans. Last night, the Canes brought the cup to Glenwood South, and Caniacs flooded the streets, you might imagine. WRAL's Ali Cadlabar joins us live outside the Teats Bar on Glenwood Avenue. And Ali, what a way for the Canes to celebrate the 20th anniversary of the first Stanley Cup win back in '06.
I mean, amazing. And the fans went wild for it, of course. We could smell that it was a good time, and we were also kicking around beer cans out here, so you can just tell that there was a party and celebration. And you could tell why the Canes picked this bar specifically, the Canes bar sign. There's also the Hurricanes logo right there. But also, one of the owners is a former Carolina Hurricanes player, Bates Battaglia. Now, watch the moment the Canes arrived on Glenwood and hoisted the Stanley Cup for all to see. Oh, so much joy, so much pride. Fans flooded the streets for a chance to get a glimpse of the cup. Players even let Caniacs drink out of it. Canes player Jordan Martinook posted on X for Caniacs to meet them at the bar last night to celebrate, and the fans did. We spoke with WRAL investigative sports reporter Brian Murphy last night. He was there for the celebrations.
This is a team that talked about the next shift, not even the next game, not even the next series, just the next shift. And it's all over. They've done what they set out to do. They've won the Stanley Cup, and now you get to enjoy winning the Stanley Cup.
And lucky for us, they are sharing the enjoyment with us. A parade celebrating the Hurricanes will be Saturday in downtown Raleigh. This map shows you that route. It's going to go down Hillsborough Street with a couple of turns around the Capitol to get onto Fayetteville Street. The parade starts at 11 a.m. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm going to be looking on social media and WRAL to see what their next celebration surprise will be. Reporting live in Raleigh, Ali Gathavar, WRAL News.
I'm sure they'll be celebrating up until Saturday. WRAL will have coverage of all the celebrations for the Canes, including Saturday's parade. We're planning a big broadcast for Saturday morning with the parade starting at 11 o'clock, as Ali just mentioned. Look for details in the coming days, both on air and online.
New this morning now, Durham City Council has voted to extend its existing moratorium on data centers. Last month, the City Council approved a 60-day pause on any new data center plans. Last night, the council voted unanimously to extend that to an additional 10 months. Durham is one of many communities across our area that have enacted temporary bans on data centers. That includes Wake, Chatham, and Orange counties. And the city of Durham approved its $767 million budget last night. The budget will not include a property tax rate increase. However, residents will see a 12% increase in water and sewer rates. Under the budget, city employees will also get a 2% pay raise.
Happening today, Raleigh officials are expected to get an update on the ongoing drought conditions. This comes as Raleigh experiences the driest start of the year in more than 140 years. The city of Raleigh remains under water restrictions since April. The city says, though, most residents are following the rules, but there have been more than 350 violations tied to water use restrictions. Now, city leaders are stepping up enforcement.
Having more active patrols at certain times of day, using some of our operations staff to be able to witness things like that and report those. And we do have, in some cases, the ability to read irrigation meters, so we know when those were used.
As of the latest update, Falls Lake is currently at 69% capacity for usable drinking water. The city says phase 2 water restrictions would begin if levels drop to 60%. Raleigh water officials say this drought will likely set the record for the longest and most intense in history of this area.
Happening today, we will learn new details about the future name of the Raleigh Convention Center, and you can share your thoughts about it this afternoon. WRAL's Kelsey Coffey joins us live from the Convention Center this morning. And Kelsey, the city is considering selling the naming rights.
Yes, Laura, they are considering selling those naming rights to Atlantic Union Bank, the home of Wake County High School graduations, performances, and conferences could soon become the Atlantic Union Bank Convention Center. Check out these renderings that show some of the work that's planned out to expand the venue if approved. The new name would be used for a 15-year term with options to extend. You can share your opinion on whether you think that's the right move today at a public hearing. Atlantic Union Bank has already agreed to pay the city more than $500,000 up front for the naming rights, and that annual fee would go up 2% every year across the 15-year term. Construction is scheduled to begin on the venue at the end of this year and be complete in 2029. You can share your input this afternoon at 1 o'clock. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News, live in Raleigh.
Your time is 8:10 now. Ticket troubles. The North Carolina Attorney General is pressing for answers now after fans reported issues with getting Stanley Cup tickets. How his office is getting involved.
Under investigation, California Governor Gavin Newsom says the federal government is investigating him and his wife, while he says he's being targeted by President Trump.
And earlier this morning, it was a stunner of a sunrise in Meadow. Thanks to David for this picture and another shot out of South Hill. Now it's just cloudy, but I'll show you why rain is missing us for the most part for the next few days. That's coming your way in a few minutes. $8:13 now. The latest update from the National Hurricane Center has kept odds at 60% for this system that's riding along the Texas and the Louisiana Gulf Coast. The tropical moisture associated with it stays south of us between now and Thursday. Starts to climb a little bit farther to the north as we head into Friday. In the meantime, any moisture we're seeing is limited this morning. It's a few showers in Sampson County, especially just south of Clinton. Maybe a stray shower that's trying to move just north of Rockingham and into parts of Moore County. These are very light, and that's about the only showers we see today. Otherwise, it's mostly cloudy for a decent chunk of the day. And high temperatures, they'll be in the mid-80s for most of the area. This is another key number here, the dew point. When it's in the 50s, it actually feels pretty comfortable out there. We'll show you how long that lasts before record heat makes a comeback coming up in about 5 minutes. Ken?
And Chris, happening now in the WRAL traffic center, boy, congestion really beginning to pick up on that northern loop of the Beltline as we look live at I-440 and New Bern Avenue. These are the westbound lanes moving away from us this morning. You can see the bumper-to-bumper traffic. So right now you're looking at a 10-minute delay on that northern loop of the Beltline. The bulk of the congestion is between Capitol Boulevard and the 87-440 interchange. But once you get past Capitol Boulevard, it's really clear sailing all the way over to Wade Avenue. I'll have another update in about 10 minutes.
Ken, thank you. President Donald Trump is in France this morning for the G7 summit. This comes as the United States has reached a tentative agreement with Iran to end the months-long conflict in the Middle East. So with this agreement, President Trump says ships are now freely passing through the Strait of Hormuz. However, some shipping companies are hesitant to move through the waterway just yet, citing concerns over mines, drones, and possible missile attacks. At the G7 summit, President Trump is expected to press world leaders for help reopening the strait. And taking a look at gas prices this morning, according to AAA, the average for a gallon of gas in Raleigh is around $3.66. That's down 13 cents from a week ago. In the Durham, Chapel Hill area, we're looking at $3.78, and in Fayetteville, $3.52.
Well, from Ticketmaster trouble to ticket scams, Attorney General Jeff Jackson says he's working to get answers about the Stanley Cup ticket issues. Season ticket holders reported problems when Stanley Cup final tickets first went on sale. A lot of them were given priority access code, but many say they were bumped out of line and the tickets were sold out by the time they got access. Previously, Ticketmaster said this was caused by high demand for tickets. It said it was looking into the potential use of bots. Attorney General Jackson's office sent a letter to Ticketmaster asking about the problems. We asked him what his office is able to do about it.
We need to know what they did and what they didn't do, what they should have known and steps that they should have taken, in part because we want to address this situation, but more importantly, to make sure this never happens again.
Jackson's office is currently going over Ticketmaster's response to their questions. He said if his office finds the company did something wrong, he would have the authority to defend North Carolina consumers.
California Governor Gavin Newsom says the DOJ is investigating both him and his wife. In a video shared on social media, Newsom accused President Donald Trump of having a personal vendetta and targeting a political enemy. Newsom, a potential presidential candidate for 2028, says that he and his wife have nothing to hide.
In recent days, federal agents have knocked on the doors of family, friends, and former employees. Not because they found a crime, because they're simply trying to find one. They're demanding records. They're abusing the grand jury process, digging through years and years of random documents. Donald Trump isn't just coming after me because of my mean tweets. He's coming after me because I'm considering running for president.
And according to a source, the investigation stemmed from a whistleblower report and does not directly target Newsom. It is looking into people connected to him over possible tax-related crimes.
Well, you know, as easy as it is to get carried away with Stanley Cup euphoria, health experts suggest you don't want to overdo it with the excitement. Dr. Christopher Kelly is a cardiologist at UNC Health Raleigh. He says too much excitement can disrupt sleep. If you add increased alcohol consumption and unhealthy food choices as watch parties at live events, that can lead to heart disease risks.
In fact, there was a study in 2008 which showed that during World Cup soccer, the risk of heart attack was doubled among people who were watching those games compared to people who weren't.
Wow. Dr. Kelly says it's important to have fun, but he says if you have heart disease, don't forget to take your medication. Be careful about alcohol and high salt foods. Just make sure that you're not doing anything totally reckless.
Well, it will be a busy day of FIFA World Cup action today on Fox 50. Starting at 3 p.m., it'll be France versus Senegal, and then Iraq will face Norway at 6. At 9 p.m., it'll be Argentina versus Algeria. Well,
today, Roblox is rolling out new age-based restrictions. A new Roblox Kids experience is available for children ages 5 to 8. Chat features are disabled by default for those users, and only a parent can turn them on. The platform is also using facial age estimation technology to verify users' ages. Roblox says the data is deleted after the age check is complete. Well, WRAL investigates reported on Roblox safety concerns. You can find our past coverage on the WRAL YouTube page. Just search Roblox. There you'll find a step-by-step on how to set up parental controls and our interviews with the Senior Director of Product Policy at Roblox.
Tri-River water customers in the Chatham County North District are officially under water restrictions. The city of Durham partially supplies that district. No spray irrigation is allowed, and car washing is limited to only compliant car washes. No new landscape exemption licenses will be issued, and the restrictions will be in effect until further notice. Yeah, I mean, this drought has had an impact on us in our viewing area for months now, Chris.
For months, and it's probably going to take a few months before it honestly completely goes away. We need more systems like this. But let me show you kind of the opposite extreme of what we're seeing in Shreveport, Louisiana. Here's a video of the flooding that's been happening there in recent days. Heavy tropical rain that's falling within a few hours, causing scenes like that. This same system brings us the chance for increased showers and thunderstorms by Friday. So it is some tropical moisture to deal with. Its exact path will determine our rain totals. It does clear the area by the weekend. So for the Stanley Cup Parade Saturday, green light for that, and green light for any kind of Father's Day plans, even though Father's Day looks like it'll be the hotter of the 2 days this weekend. Stepping outside this morning, it's mostly cloudy in Apex. 5 minutes ago, I showed you the only showers we've got are in Sampson County. The air too dry elsewhere for any showers to materialize. But we are mostly cloudy. We're comfortable for any sort of morning exercise that you might be planning on doing. Midday temperatures in the upper 70s, so lunch outside is not a bad idea either. More clouds today, still warm, high temperatures making it into the middle 80s. So enjoy that while you can, because the record heat is soon to come back. Only for a day. Temperature by Thursday is 99 in Raleigh, the record 98. We're forecasting 98 in Fayetteville for Thursday. The record for Fayetteville is 102, set back in 1944. In addition to that, a separate front from the north brings in the chance for some showers and storms Thursday evening. 1 or 2 of those could be strong. That threat is higher as you head farther to the north in closer proximity to that front. So in the meantime, we bring it back home for the 7-day forecast. Tomorrow starts out nicely. Temperatures low to mid 90s by the afternoon. Thursday nearing record highs, 91 Friday prior to showers and storms. The weekend shaping up nicely. Again, Father's Day, the hotter of the two, but a high of 91 with somewhat low humidity is going to be manageable before highs reach the mid 90s, heading back into early next week. Ken?
All right, Chris, happening now in the WRAL Traffic Center. We're going to start with this live look at the northern loop of the Beltline, more specifically I-440 and New Bern Avenue. These are the westbound lanes moving away from us this morning. And right now, that northern loop of the Beltline, you're looking at a 15-minute delay. The bulk of the congestion is between Capitol Boulevard and the I-87 440 interchange. As for the southern loop of the Beltline, things still remain congested there. I-40 and Lake Wheeler Road, these are the westbound lanes moving away from us this morning. You can see what we're talking about in terms of your delay times. Right now, you're looking at just a 2-minute delay, but things have definitely gotten better on that southern loop of the Beltline because we were talking double digits in the last half hour if you were with us. So that's really good news from there. As we widen out the view, give you a look at some other routes heading into the Raleigh-Wade County area. You're just looking at a 1-minute delay coming in from Knightdale and a 6-minute delay for our friends in Wake Forest coming down in US 1, Capitol Boulevard, if you will. Now, the folks coming in from Apex, you're looking at a 3-minute delay break, picking up a little bit of congestion around Highway 55, Williams Road, if you will, but 3 minutes, nothing that's going to make you late. We're also picking up a little bit of congestion between Harrison Avenue and Airport Boulevard and I-40 eastbound, but that's just a 6-minute delay at this hour.
Stroller safety. Is your child safe when you strap them in? 5 on Your Side puts hundreds of strollers to the test coming up.
As you get into your car, tune to WRAL News Plus on your radio. In Raleigh on 99.3 FM. In Durham, 96.5 FM. And everywhere on 101.5 HD3.
Good morning. The time is 8:26 here on your Tuesday. I'm Laura Levine. Let's head right over to meteorologist Chris Michaels tracking the forecast. And Chris, it's a little bit cooler this morning compared to yesterday.
It is definitely, and it's definitely less humid too. So this is really a nice treat this time of year, especially after all the intense heat that we had late last week into the weekend. For today, more clouds, temperatures in the mid 80s, just a few stray showers right now towards Sampson County, but that's really the only thing that we're tracking on the map. In terms of the muggy meter, stays within a comfortable and tolerable range through tomorrow. It spikes heading into Thursday and Friday before dropping once again heading into the weekend. I'm going to show you the system that's causing that, the odds of it bringing us rain, and the odds of it turning tropical near the Texas Gulf Coast over on Fox 50. Ken?
All right, Chris, happening now in the WRAL Traffic Center. Boy, things are beginning to thin out just a little bit on that northern loop of the Beltline as we look live at I-440 and New Bern Avenue. These are the westbound lanes moving away from us this morning. And really and truly, mainly the congestion between Capitol Boulevard and the 87 440 interchange. Right now, you're looking at an 11-minute delay. So give yourself some extra time this morning if that's part of your morning commute. Other routes are picking up some delays coming in out of Apex. You're looking at a 5-minute delay. Similarly, our friends in Wake Forest, you're looking at a 5-minute delay coming in on US 1 Capitol Boulevard, if you will.
Ken, thank you. We're following 2 deadly crashes overnight in Durham. One involved a Go Triangle bus and a motorcycle at Irwin Road and Cameron Boulevard. Police say the motorcycle rider was Henry Wench. He died at the scene. Police believe speed was a factor. Then on North Miami Boulevard, police say a crash hit a man just after 10:30 last night. Police say the man was lying on the road before he was hit. Both of the crash remain under investigation. We have much more news coming up next. Breaking news. Durham police are investigating 2 separate deadly crashes from overnight. What we're learning about the victims as well as this investigation from the WRAL Breaking News Tracker.
Pleasant start to the morning makes for a comfortable Tuesday, but I'm tracking a return to record heat and the possibility of storms later this week.
Painting the town red. The Canes are back in Raleigh and giving Caniacs a chance to party with the Cub. The plans that are in the works for an even bigger celebration this weekend in downtown Raleigh.
Oh, yes. 8:30 here on your Tuesday morning. Bigger is an understatement of what we're going to be expecting this weekend when the Canes take the streets for their celebration. I'm Laura Levine.
And I'm Ken Smith. It's going to be absolutely amazing. Let's go ahead and get over to meteorologist Chris Michaels in the WRAL Severe Weather Center tracking this very comfortable morning.
Very nice. Yeah, temperatures are starting out in the 60s, the humidity nice and low, a big difference from where we've started in recent days. It's mostly cloudy over Pittsburgh right now, where temperatures are running in the upper 60s. Raleigh and Durham at 68 degrees. Roanoke Rapids starting to climb out of the 50s, where it was very refreshing earlier in the morning. Fayetteville at about 71 and just a few stray showers toward the southern half of Sampson County. For the rest of us, the dew point in the low 50s, that's your measure of moisture, your measure of mugginess. So when it's that low, it feels nice and comfortable. So the exercise outlook for today is about as good as it gets in mid-June. Temperatures upper 70s by midday. We make it into the mid-80s by this afternoon, but that's short-lived. Record heat returning. We'll show you how close we get later this week and if that lingers into Father's Day weekend coming up in a few. Ken.
All right, Chris, happening now, we're looking at that ebb and flow of congestion on that northern loop of the Beltline. Here's a live look at I-440 and New Bern Avenue. The westbound lanes really moving away from us this morning. So let's widen out the view of that northern loop of the Beltline. Between Capitol Boulevard and the 440, 87 interchange, that's the bulk of the congestion. Right now, you're looking at an 8-minute delay between that 440 interchange all the way over to Wade Avenue. That's for the southern loop of the Beltline. Well, things are getting better. At one point, an hour and a half ago, this was up to double digits on that southern loop of the Beltline as we look live at I-40 and Lake Wheeler Road. So right now, you're looking at just a 4-minute delay on that southern loop of the Beltline. So things are getting better if that's part of your morning commute. So that's really good news. As far as other routes, here's what we're looking at. You're looking at a 4-minute delay if you're coming in out of Apex. We're seeing a little bit of a slowdown on Williams Road, Highway 55. Similarly, we're picking up a little bit of congestion on I-40 eastbound, just a 4-minute delay. Now, Finns and Wake Forest, you're looking at a 6-minute delay on US 1 Capitol Boulevard. You're getting ready to head into the car. Tune us in on the radio, 101.5 HD3.
Okay, Ken, thank you. Staying on top of that breaking news right now out of Durham, police in Durham say 2 people have died after 2 separate crashes in the city overnight. A motorcycle rider died after hitting a Go Triangle bus at Irwin Road and Cameron Boulevard. Police say the motorcycle rider was Henry Winch. They say just before midnight, he hit the side of the bus as it was turning onto Irwin Road. He died at the scene. Police believe speed was a factor. Now on North Miami Boulevard, police say a car hit a man just after 10:30 last night. Police say the man, 39-year-old Armante Self, was lying in the road near Braxton Street before he was hit. Both of these crashes remain under investigation.
And Laura, an Amtrak train hit a pickup truck overnight in Selma. This happened on Lizzie Mill Road just after 11 last night. The truck was pulling a trailer over the tracks when that train hit it. The State Highway Patrol says the pickup truck driver was taken to an area hospital with minor injuries. Now, the driver is expected to face charges. The train pulled away around 2:30 this morning. Police in Hope Mills investigating after 2 people were shot. This happened around 1:15, I should say, this morning on Racking Horse Road. Police say they don't know the motive for the shooting, and they also say there's no threat to the public. The names of the victims or the possible shooter have not been released.
The Stanley Cup celebrations are just getting started. The Carolina Hurricanes are sharing their big victory with fans. Just last night, the Canes brought the cup to Glenwood South and Caniacs flooded the streets. So WRAL's Allie Catlabar, she's joining us live right now outside of Teats Bar on Glenwood Avenue. And Allie, the Canes made a special appearance there last night. What an exciting time.
Such an exciting moment for sure. The Stanley Cup also made an appearance. Can't go anywhere without it now. I mean, you got to show it off. Now, we know why they picked this bar. You can see the Canes bar sign, the Hurricanes logo right there. Another reason might be one of the owners is Bates Battaglia. He was a Carolina Hurricanes player. Now, watch the moments the 2026 Stanley Cup champions pulled up to the bar. Look at that massive crowd, everyone with their phones out to capture this unforgettable moment. Players even let Caniacs drink out of the cup. Canes player Jordan Martinook posted on X for Caniacs to meet them at the bar last night to celebrate, and the fans, they showed up, as they always do. We spoke with a fan who got there early to get a front row spot.
Feels amazing. Let's go, Canes. We need it next year. Back to back.
And we are just basking in all of the celebrations now. A parade celebrating the Hurricanes will be Saturday in downtown Raleigh. This map shows that route. It goes down Hillsborough Street with a couple of turns around the Capitol to get back onto Fayetteville Street. The parade is at 11 a.m. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm going to be checking social media and WRAL to see what their next celebration spot will be for a chance to see that cup. Reporting live in Raleigh, Ali Gadlabar, WRAL News.
All right, so now earlier in the day, fans gathered at RD International to welcome the Canes back from Vegas. You see, boy, the plane arrived just after 7 last night. Fans crowded the road and observation deck to catch a glimpse of their favorite players and the Stanley Cup's arrival back here in Raleigh. This moment was a sweet payoff for lifelong fans like Debbie and Will Collins, who are both ushers at Lenovo Center.
What Coach Brenda Moore brings to this community as far as the spirit of the Hurricanes, and we've got the best logo in the NHL, we've got the best fans, we've got the loudest house. It's all a good package to be a part of.
I wonder if they were there back in '06. Well, this isn't the first time there's been a welcome home for the Stanley Cup winning Canes team in RDU. Back in 2006, fans packed the fences to welcome that winning team back home.
And WRAL will have coverage of all the celebrations for the Canes, including Saturday's parade. We're planning a big broadcast for Saturday morning when the parade starts at 11. You can look for details in the coming days, both on air and online. And on WRAL's YouTube channel, you can relive all the memorable moments of the Canes Stanley Cup win. That includes the celebration on the ice and our conversations with players, fans, and other key members of the Canes championship run. Now to other news this morning. A man is accused of murdering a teenager in Henderson. 25-year-old Michael Mitchell Jr., is charged with first-degree murder and felony child abuse. Henderson police say Mitchell went to meet 15-year-old Manny Escobedo on Saturday night at Rose and South Williams Street. The two started shooting at each other and Escobedo was hit. He later died. Police say Mitchell and a small child went to an ER with minor injuries.
Happening today, we'll learn new details about the future name of the Raleigh Convention Center. You see it right there, and you'll have a shot at sharing your opinions this afternoon. Let's get to WRAL's Kelsey Coffey. She's joining us live outside the Convention Center. And Kelsey, the city is considering selling the naming rights?
Yes, Kim, that's what's on the table. The city is considering selling those naming rights to Atlantic Union Bank. The home of Wake County High School graduations, performances, and conferences could soon be named the Atlantic Union Bank Convention Center. Check out these renderings that show the work to expand the venue. If approved, the new name would be used for a 15-year term with options to extend. You can share your opinion on whether you think that's the right move today at a public hearing. Atlantic Union Bank has already agreed to pay the city more than $500,000 up front for those naming rights, and that annual fee would go up 2% every year across the 15-year term. Construction is scheduled to begin on the venue at the end of this year and be complete by 2029. You can share your thoughts today at 1 o'clock. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News, live in Raleigh.
The FBI says it stopped an alleged plot targeting the UFC event at the White House this past weekend. Officials say the plan involved using explosive drones to hit buildings near the event and force a mass evacuation and steer crowds toward a pre-staged sniper team. A second wave was then allegedly planned to storm the White House gate. The FBI first learned of the plot last week, arresting their first suspect in Cincinnati. Investigators say they have 5 people in custody this morning, and they've also identified 23 people as part of the potential network of plotters.
Well, UNC's baseball team needs only one more win to reach the College World Series finals this weekend. The Diamond Heels opened the World Series with 2 straight wins. It's the first time they've done that in the past 8 appearances dating back to 2006. The team is off until tomorrow. The next game will be against the winner of today's elimination game between West Virginia and Troy.
Your time now, 8:40. We have much more coming up here. Polling pushback. Some early voting sites are moving across North Carolina. Why some local leaders say it's for the better and why others disagree.
Also, stroller safety. Is your child's stroller safe? 5 Insights puts hundreds of them to the test and shares which one failed that test.
And first thing you'll notice stepping outside this morning is the drop in humidity. That's soon to spike later this week before dropping again for the weekend. The system responsible for that and its odds of turning tropical coming up next. (8:44). Here's the most recent update from the National Hurricane Center regarding this system near the Texas Gulf Coast. It's got a 60% chance of developing within the next couple of days. And we have fresh model plots on it. Shows the center of the storm could run through North Carolina, but keep in mind that most of the heavy rain on these systems tends to stay south of the center. So we'll see if there's any wobbles and hope that we get some beneficial rain in here on Friday. In the meantime, just a few stray light showers, especially across southern Sampson County. Another shower around Moore County that's going to move more towards Sanford. Some of that may not even be making it to the ground because of how dry and how comfortable we feel. But storm chances for us go up later this week. I'll show you why that system is going to leave in time for a busy upcoming weekend coming up in a few minutes. Ken?
All right, Chris, happening now. Boy, things really beginning to thin out nicely on that northern loop of the Beltline, I-440 New Bern Avenue. These are the westbound lanes moving away from us this morning. If that's part of your morning commute, boy, you're going to get to your destination on time. Right now, we're looking at an 8-minute delay between the 87 440 interchange all the way over to Wade Avenue, so keep that in mind. I'll have another update in about 10 minutes.
Ken, thank you. Is your child's stroller safe? Consumer Reports has safety tested hundreds of strollers and one recently failed their test. 5 on your side's Kelly Arthur shares some better alternatives on the market.
Using tests more stringent than the industry standards, Consumer Reports looked at the restraint system, braking and stability, especially to make sure a stroller stayed in place on a steep incline.
Any stroller that tips before 12 degrees would fail our test.
Now, most strollers passed these tests. One, though, did not.
The Zoe Traveler tipped at less than 12 degrees.
The Zoe Traveler stroller consistently tipped over when stopped on an incline with a 45-pound weight in the fully reclined position.
If you were like pushing your stroller up a hill, if you were to take your hands off the handle and your seat was reclined all the way, the baby could tip backwards. They could hit their head on the ground potentially.
Due to the potential safety risk, Consumer Reports safety experts have rated the Traveler stroller as a don't buy.
It's absolutely not common. I mean, I've tested hundreds of strollers and I've never had a don't buy for this tipping issue before.
The manufacturer, though, says there have been no injury claims related to this issue and that, quote, all Zoe strollers pass rigorous comprehensive safety testing and pass all federally mandated safety requirements.
Our safety tests are not designed or intended to assess federal compliance. What we look for in our comparative testing is products that achieve greater safety or performance beyond the required standards.
If you're in the market for a compact stroller, there are lots of options that Consumer Reports does recommend, including the Nuna Travel LX and the UPPAbaby Minu V3. And Consumer Reports tests both models earned high marks for safety, ease of use, and maneuverability.
Now, if you own the Zoe Traveler stroller, make sure to keep your hands on the handlebar while it's on a hill and also keep the seat upright. That's going to help avoid tip overs. Keely Arthur, 5 on your side.
Well, the man is dead after investigators say he drowned at Jordan Lake. The Chatham County Sheriff's Office telling us the man was by the shoreline when his boat started drifting away. He got into the water to try to retrieve it, but he drowned. The Sheriff's Office says he was not wearing the life jacket that was issued. This is the 4th drowning on Jordan Lake since we've been telling you about in the last year. A man swimming with friends and 2 boaters drowned right after Tropical Storm Chantal hit back in July.
Tonight, only on WRAL, we will give you our first look at emails reportedly sent by a woman accused of killing 2 children. Avante Devon is the Fayetteville mother arrested in the deaths of her 2 adopted children, Blake and London. We obtained emails that she reportedly sent to Blake's birth mother days before Devon's arrest. His birth mother says more than a decade passed between when she last had contact with Devon and when she got those messages. That entire time, she didn't know how Blake or her other 2 sons living with her were doing.
When she finally contacted me, it felt like the ground had just disappeared from beneath me. All this brought a flood of emotions to me.
You can hear more from Blake's birth mother on her reaction to those emails. And what Avante Devon reportedly said to her starting at 5 tonight only on WRAL. This case was also the focus of the WRAL documentary Broken, Foster Care in North Carolina. You can watch the full documentary on WRAL.com or the WRAL YouTube page.
A growing debate over where North Carolinians can cast ballots early is playing out in counties all across our state. In Wake County, elections officials voted last week to relocate a campus voting site at NC State. For years, voters have cast ballots at NC State's Tally Student Union. Republicans of the County Elections Board voted to move the site to NC State's Business Services Center. They say the new location is easier to access and offers better parking, but Democrats disagree.
More convenient for a larger number of people than just, it should be, than just university students.
Less people can vote. Just simply a fact.
In Granville County, officials are trying to decide on a proposal to move a voting site out of downtown Oxford. Critics argue that would move voting farther away from many black voters who live near the current site. Elections officials are expected to vote on the proposal today.
Here in the WRAL Live Center, I'm keeping my eye on this update. It looks like Venus and Serena Williams have received wildcard invitations to Wimbledon, which is beginning in a few weeks. And this is obviously very exciting, so they can play together again. The move comes after Serena recently returned to the competition after nearly 4 years away from professional tennis. And Venus actually turns 46 tomorrow as well, and she has still been competing here and there sporadically there. The sisters have won 14 Grand Slam titles together in doubles, including 6 at Wimbledon. So I'm sure a lot of people will be cheering them on.
All right, Tennis Channel ratings?
Yes.
Skyrocketed since Serena came back.
Yeah, and I can't believe them two playing together again. That's going to be amazing.
It's going to be great. But what's amazing around here? The weather.
Yes, cooler temperatures as you're walking out the door, at least cooler than what we have been experiencing. Chris Michaels tracking that for us.
Yeah, we'll take anything compared to high temperatures of 103 degrees. We'll take anything compared to what I'm about to show you here. We desperately need some rain, but we don't need this, obviously. This was shot in, I believe, Waco, Texas, or somewhere nearby there. And you can see all that rainwater spilling on, swiftwater rescues going on there. That system now has a chance of turning tropical. Let's go ahead and show you the odds of that according to the National Hurricane Center. It's a 60% chance across the Texas and Louisiana Gulf Coast, resulting in flooding across the southern tier of the U.S. This could wind up increasing our rain and storm chance Friday. The exact location of the center of the storm will determine our totals, but it's a quick mover so that by Saturday we're dry and by Father's Day we're dry. So that's just in time for the Carolina Hurricane Stanley Cup Parade in downtown Raleigh Saturday. And then by Father's Day we're hotter, but it's a manageable heat with high temperatures in the low 90s. So no matter what you've got planned for the weekend, we've got you covered every step of the way while you're on the go with the free WRAL weather app. Giving you a live look at our tower, which usually is lit up, but I really just thought we'd get a look at the clouds so far this morning. A few holes in the clouds. Otherwise, we're in the upper 60s and lower 70s across much of the area. Goldsboro 67, although Roanoke Rapids, the cool spot, currently at 60 degrees. And Laura and Ken were both talking about the amazing feel to the air. A lot of that has to do with our lower dew points, the dew point being the measure of moisture or mugginess in the atmosphere. So this time of year, when it's in the 50s, that feels really good. That's a treat. High temperatures today, about 84 to 86 across the board. Now, that's going to change as we go later in the week. This system that's producing a few stray showers today moves offshore tomorrow. Our rain chance is very low. Our temperature is very high. We'll be in the low to mid 90s tomorrow and approaching record territory heading into Thursday afternoon. Highs upper 90s with a few isolated showers and storms, some of which could be strong heading into Thursday evening. That's separate from the tropical weather that's going on near Texas. That system brings us scattered storms on Friday. Beyond that, humidity levels may actually drop as we head into Saturday, so the parade should feel pretty good. And then again, we go from 62 to 91 Father's Day. We'll take that because we'll heat right back up heading into Monday of next week with a high temperature of about 95 degrees. Laura?
Okay, Chris, thank you. Before we go to break, here are the winning lottery numbers. We'll have another check on weather and traffic coming up next.